What's going on, everybody? My name is NWO97, and today we're going to talk about hitboxes, and very specifically how well hitboxes are made in Destiny. I gotta say though, the hitboxes are actually pretty easy to check out in the game. So when you're fighting an enemy in Destiny, every enemy has a hitbox. It doesn't matter if it's drag, if it's a I don't know. If it's a hive, if it's a vex, it doesn't matter. It has a hitbox. Now, certain enemies, like the tank, the fallen walker, has several hitboxes, right? And it has about 7 to 8 hitboxes. And same thing with the Cabal tank. It has about 5 hitboxes, or 6, depending on what I'm trying to remember. So, in order to tell if something has a hitbox, you could damage an enemy by doing a certain amount of damage. And once you do some damage to him, they actually light up white. Here, I'll actually fight an enemy that has a large amount of health. And I could shoot him, and then you could see the blinking white stuff that comes off of him when you shoot him, when you damage him. It doesn't really matter. So let's check it out. Okay, I think there's like a hive knight around here somewhere. Okay, so let's damage that knight. Okay, you see the white right there? See right there? It's like a blink of an instant. Yeah, actually, I'm probably going to like make it very slow so you can see the white coming out of the enemies. So I'll do that right now. So as you can see, hang on a sec. So as you can see, the white on the enemy shows that you actually done damage to the enemy. So here's the big question though. Why are you telling me this, NWO97? Like, you know, it's pretty simple. You have hitboxes and you do damage, right? It's like, yeah, that is the case. Ah, that's a much better way of saying the hitbox. Anyway, so the thing that has the most controversy with hitboxes is that, you know, Access actually has like 6 hitboxes because of, you know, he has a whole bunch of legs and all that, right? Well, according to a Reddit article by the name, this is actually a really good article. I recommend you read it. It is by Three Nipple D Man. A pretty unusual name, but he made the article, and it's pretty interesting how everything works. I am not responsible for making this discovery. It's made by D-Man, so I'll link the description box below. So I won't take responsibility for his findings. So the entire Reddit post is talking about a how hitboxes work and how and all sorts of enemies have different hitboxes. Like Dregs have one hitbox, captains have different hitboxes, And then like a Fallen Walker has multiple hitboxes. And through his discoveries, he have learned that Access has one hitbox. Like that's it. That's his entire body. It's like an extremely a strange shaped hitbox, but it's a proper one hitbox. Okay. Now here's the thing, though. A lot of people say that they always argue what does the most damage with I'm sorry with against Axis. Is it, you know, Graze Lighter? Is it Life Drinker, etc., etc.? So the thing about Life Drinker and Gr Dark Drinker and Graze Lighter, right, is that each of the weapons actually work very differently. So the thing about Graze Lighter and Dark Drinker is that a lot of people assumed that um, Dark Drinker does more damage because since Axis has several hitboxes, we actually do more damage against Axis because we're hitting several hitboxes. Well, since there's only one hitbox on Axis, then it's impossible to actually do more damage against Axis with Life Drinker. But if that's the case, then Graze Lighter is actually the best weapon against Axis. But but we have proved over and over again that Life Drinker is actually the one that does more damage against Axis. So what's up? What's going on there? Like, is there a glitch in the game? No, there is not a glitch in the game. It's pretty simple, actually. The post reads that it's actually, so let me read this. I'm going to quote it. Okay, so I'm going to quote this. And I quote, "So if Axis doesn't have multiple hitboxes, why is Dark Drinker so good? Most people in the community, myself included, thought that Graze Lighter is always better for single target damage. As it turns out, people already did the testing a long time ago. Shortly after the Taken King released, a Reddit user named you underscore not, I'm sorry, it's dash u dash not underscore TDI2193, man, he needs to get a better name, made a post comparing all three exotic swords against Draxus, the final boss in the story mission Scourge of Winter, on Venus. He ultimately concluded that Dark Drinker dealt the most damage per heavy than Graze Lighter. Now, I had to make an extra note on this. That is actually not true. Um, if it's against majors and regular enemies like dregs, Graze Lighter makes more damage. But listen to this right here. This is actually extremely important. So we have two contradictory results. One of them has to be wrong, right? Well, that's where it gets interesting. Both conclusions are correct, which is actually really interesting, by the way. This is just a little side note here. Okay, quoting it again. You see, there are two differences in the two testing methodologies. The first test was done against Draxus, an ultra tier enemy. The next test was done against Hive Swordbreaker, a major enemy. As it turns out, this is an important difference. Against all major enemies, Graze Lighter will do more damage per attack. Against all ultra enemies, Dark Drinker will do more damage per attack. It definitely holds true against Access, unquote. Now, in the end of the article, D-Man actually have some math that he had done. He actually tested this out. So what he did was that he tested how much damage he does per swipe. Like, you know, for Graze Lighter is the uppercut. For Dark Drinker, it's the link attack, spin attack, or something like that. And for Graze Lighter, it does 23,602 damage against Access using Graze Lighter uppercut. For Dark Drinker, it does 32,496 damage per spin attack for Access, and this is definitely the case for Access is Ultra. Dark Drinker does more damage against Ultras, so therefore they do more damage. So he did another test against Majors, and for Graze Lighter, he did 29,628 damage. Hang on a second, guys. And with Dark Drinker against a major, it's 28,560 damage. So Graze Lighter is better for majors. Dark Drinker is better for ultras. End of story right there. And this article basically proves the case um, with this controversy. I've been seeing a lot of controversies like, oh, like what's the best weapon? Like, is it the Warpath? Is it Life Drinker? Is it Graze Lighter? Etc. So yeah. So basically, in conclusion, Graze Lighter is excellent against majors. In fact, if you're going against a major, I highly recommend using that over a Dark Drinker. And if you're using it against any ultras, but really honestly, the only ultras that you could actually use it against is Axis and maybe like one boss in the Challenge of Elders because he doesn't do melee attacks against you. Uh, so so Dark Drinker does more damage against ultras. Um, that is it for the video. This is actually one of those things where a lot of people argue about in Destiny, and this post basically proves that, Graze Lighter and Dark Drinker actually have different jobs. So, just keep it as a footnote. Graze Lighter is a lot better for majors, and Dark Drinker is better for ultras, aka access. Although, it really depends on what you want to use Life Drinker for access, but overall it's like the safe, um, the safe, it's a safe decision to make using Dark Drinker instead of like the Warpath and all that. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I highly recommend you check out the Reddit post made by D-Man. It's actually extremely interesting. And yeah, I honestly recommend you check it out. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching and God bless. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.